going to read for you Honeybees. It's a National Geographic's kids book. Explore My World. What a wonderful photograph of a bee. Wow. Explore My World, Honeybees by Jill Esteban. National Geographic's kids book, Washington, D.C. Look, a honeybee, buzzing through a warm afternoon. A little worker bee dips into colorful flowers again and again and again. I love how you see the pollen on her hind legs. This photograph is rather incredible. From each flower, she collects a sweet liquid called nectar. She sips the runny nectar through her straw-like tongue and stores it in a special, just for honey tummy. The tongue is called proboscis. Wow, again, I'm going to bring it closer just so you can see the photograph alone. You can see again the pollen being collected at her hind legs and her proboscis as well. That's the tube right here. Flower pollen dusts the bee like fluffy golden snow. Every once in a while she stops, rolls the pollen into balls and stuffs these into tiny sacks on her back legs. Honey, I'm home. When the bee is so heavy with nectar and pollen she can barely fly, she heads home to the hive. Thousands of other workers are arriving home too. Inside the hive, the air hums with excitement. Bees bustle to and fro. The whole colony works together for its queen. As long as she is safe and healthy, so is the hive. Worker bees bring her food and carry out her waste. They fan their wings to keep the hive cool. One of the most important jobs in the hive is caring for the queen's many eggs. We know that already. A hive is made out of many honeycombs. A honeycomb. A hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides in that cell. Through spring and summer, she lays up to 2,000 eggs per day. She wiggles her abdomen down into a honeycomb and drops each egg into its own 6-walled cell. Whoa. An eggshell melts away and hello, larva! The chubby baby looks nothing like a bee yet. This is a good review of what we've learned so far. For 3 days, the larva is fed milky mush called royal jelly. Then it is switched to a honey pollen mixture called the bee bread. Each larva weaves a cocoon. Inside its body keeps growing and changing. The photographs really help us review well what we've learned so far about bees. They're beautiful, realistic pictures of what we're learning about. Crow. Finally, a honeybee chews open its cocoon and climbs out of its cozy cell. Ta-da! Honeybees keep their hive clean and neat, so the new baby's first job is to clean her room. And we know about the bee's jobs too. Hives can be found in unusual places. Many honeybees live in human-made hives. A beekeeper opens a hive to remove part of the sticky golden honey. Yum! We're going to learn about beekeepers tomorrow. Bye-bye, Buzzy. Hope you find a lot of lovely flowers. Busy as a bee. There's plenty of work to do in a honeybee hive. Every worker does each of these jobs in order, moving from one to the next every few days during her 6 weeks of life. So we learned about this too. Clean the cells. Number 2, feed the queen and the larva. Number 3, build and repair honeycombs. Number 4, make honey from nectar. Number 5, guard the hive entrance. 6, fly out to collect nectar. And here's an interesting fact. Each hive has only one queen bee. She is the only one able to lay eggs. The eggs are as tiny as the very tip of a brand new crayon. Male honeybees called drones do not work in the hive and only live long enough to help the queen with the little eggs. When fall arrives and the weather turns cold, drones are kicked out of the hive. More honey, please. Bees make honey from flower nectar. They store it in the topmost cell of their honeycomb. They eat both honey and pollen. Here was my paper about what bees eat. Let me find it. What do bees eat? Honeybees eat the pollen and nectar that they collect from flowers. Honeybees eat honey to the growing larva in the hive. We just learned in the book that they eat honey and nectar. And one day a worker bee brings home enough nectar to make only a tiny bit of honey. And yesterday we learned in a different book that was just like 1 teaspoon of honey that they make. Oh, and there wasn't the whole hive. I have to reread that. But a hive might have 50,000 or more bees. Working together, they can make as much as 2 pounds, 1 kilo of honey per day. Wow, that's enough honey to fill 2 canning jars. The bee is the key. When bees fly from flower to flower, tiny grains of pollen, we're getting back to pollination now, tiny grains of pollen stick to their feet, then get dropped off on another flower. That's called pollination. And it's what helps flowers make more flowers. Bees pollinate many food crops too. Without bees, and listen to this, that's why bees are so important and we must take care of them, because without bees, we couldn't enjoy things like apples, blueberries, cherries, cucumbers, strawberries, or melons. We need bees. Bees are important to many ecosystems. You can help them by planting nectar-rich flowers like daisies and marigolds and blue flowers like salvia. Bees seem to like the color blue. You might also plant any of the fruits or berries mentioned above, as well as broccoli, pumpkins, and tomatoes. We learned about the waggle dance. And that's the end of our book today. Pollination is very important to us. We will not have many of the foods that we eat, that we enjoy, if pollination didn't happen. And in order for pollination to happen, we need our worker bees. Okay, Bridgeway bees, I hope you've been working and you've been learning a lot about this subject. And I wonder if you've been working on those Bridgeway Island dance videos. I would love to see some of those sent to my email address. I will see you again soon.